Don't forget to smash the like button and share this video with as many people as you can. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do it and press the notification bell too so that you don't miss any of my videos. So without any delay, let's get started. And today, this is the part 3 of HTML DOM. This is the final part and we are gonna have a lot of fun. So without any delay, let's get started. Dab! So I'll just minimize these. Oh, sorry. Okay. So we are going to do these 4 chapters: navigation, nodes, collections, and node lists. So let's get started. So now we are on JavaScript HTML DOM navigation. With the HTML DOM, you can navigate the node tree using node relationships. So we will get to know what are node trees and node relationships, but with you just have to remember right now that with HTML DOM you can navigate the node tree using node relationships. So let's see what are DOM nodes. According to W3C, that is World Wide Web Consortium, so according to W3C, HTML DOM standard, everything in an HTML document is a node. So like basically everything in an HTML document is a node. The entire document is a document node. So the entire document is a document node. Every HTML element is an element node. So every HTML element is an element node. The text inside HTML elements are text nodes. So the text that are inside HTML elements are also nodes and they are text nodes. Every HTML attribute is an attribute node. So it used to be an attribute node, but now there are no attribute nodes. It is deprecated. Okay. And all comments, so no, everything is a node. All comments are also nodes. So the comments you make in the HTML document are also nodes. Okay, so basically according to the W3C, that is World Wide Web Consortium, HTML DOM standard, everything in an HTML document is a node. So like here is a node tree. So like here we have a document. Inside that we have a root element, that is HTML. So this is the root. It has 2 children, head and body. Okay, body has 2 children, A tag and H1 tag. H1 tag has 1 child, that is my header text, and A tag has 2 children, an attribute and an text. And in head there is head has 1 child, that is title, and title has 1 child, it's text, my title. And the head and body are siblings, and head and body's parent is HTML. HTML does not have any parent. Okay, so with the HTML DOM, all nodes in the node tree, so this is the node tree, so all nodes in a node tree can be accessed by JavaScript. So all these nodes can be accessed by JavaScript. All the nodes can be accessed by JavaScript. New nodes can be created. And all nodes can be modified or deleted. So the nodes that are defined, predefined, can also be modified or deleted. Okay, or like new nodes can be created using JavaScript, and all nodes, whether you create them or like they are you define them in the HTML document, all the nodes can be modified. So they can be modified or deleted. Okay, now we will see node relationships. So the nodes in the node tree have a hierarchical hierarchical relationship to each other. Okay, so nodes in the node tree have a hierarchical relationship to each other. The terms parent, so I said parent, child and sibling. I used to describe the relationships. So I use the parent, child, and sibling terms to describe the relationship between the nodes. Okay. In the node tree, the top node is called the root node. Is called the root or the root node. So this top node, that is a HTML, is the root node. Okay. Document is not a node. The root element is the node. This is just a doc, it is just showing that in the document. Okay, so don't concentrate on this. The HTML is the root element. Okay, so in the tree, the top node, the topmost node is called the root. This is the root, the HTML. Okay, uh, every node has exactly one parent, so every node has exactly one parent. Okay, except the root, which has no parent. So the root node has no parents, but every other node has one parent, exactly one parent. A node can have a number of children. So a node can have a number of children, any number of children. Siblings, brothers or sisters, are nodes with the same parent. So what are siblings? Siblings are the nodes that have the same parent. Okay, so here is an example. Here HTML is the root node in this. So root element is HTML. Its first child is head, the head element. Okay, its last child is the body element. Okay, so uh, uh, these both parents, parent is HTML. So these both are sibling. Head's next sibling is body, and body's previous sibling is head. Okay, so these both are child nodes to HTML and siblings to each other. And like this, the title is also a child of head. So this title node is also a child of like head, and this text node that is inside the title is is a child of title. Okay, and the body has two children. One is h1 tag and other is p tag. The h1 tag has one child, uh, a text node is its child, and in that text node the text is dom lesson 1. And then the p tag has one child, that is the text node, and in the text node the text is hello world. Okay, so from the HTML above, you can read HTML is the root node. HTML is the root node. Okay, HTML is the root node. HTML has no parents, so it has no parents. Like this has no parents. Okay, HTML is the parent of head and body. So this HTML is the parent of head and body. This HTML is a parent of this head tag and the body tag. Okay, head is the first child of HTML. Head is the first child of HTML. Okay, and body is the last child of HTML. Okay, so like these both are siblings. Head and body both are siblings. Head has one child, title. So and head has one child named title. Okay, and title has one child, a text node dom tutorial. Over here it is written dom lesson 1, but it is the same thing. So title has one child. So title has also one child. It is a text node, and it is showing, oh, it is dom tutorial only. Sorry, I just got confused. Okay, body has two children, h1 and p. So body has two children, h1 and p. h1 has one child, dom lesson 1. h1 has one child, this is a text node, dom lesson 1. Okay, P has one child, hello world. This is also a text node. Okay, and H1 and P are siblings. So these both are siblings, like body and head are siblings. Okay, now we are on navigating between nodes. So you can use the following node properties to navigate between nodes with JavaScript. So we can use these properties to navigate between nodes with JavaScript. One of them is the parent node. In this, if I access parent node or body, for example, then the parent node of it is HTML. So HTML will be returned. Okay, but if I try to use parent node on HTML, then it would give us an error message because HTML has no parents as it is a root element. Okay, similarly we have not similarly, we have like child nodes. Okay, so like if I give child nodes like on HTML, so it will give us head and body because these, like if child node is asking for an argument, so the node number, so this HTML has two children but the child node accesses one child. So if I give 0, then the head tag will come, but if I give 1, so the second child will come using child nodes. Okay, we have first child. So like if I give first child on HTML, then head would come as head is the first child of HTML. If I give last child on HTML, then body would come as it is the second and the last child of HTML. Okay, next sibling. So if I give like next sibling on head, then body would come, and if I give previous sibling on body, then head would come. Okay, so now we are on child nodes and node values. A common error in DOM processing is to expect an element node to contain text. So the error in DOM processing is to expect an element node to contain text. A element node does not contain text. A element node contains a text node in which there is a text. Okay. So like here we have a title ID demo DOM tutorial we are giving over here, and we are closing the title tag. So in processing, the DOM would think that this is a text contained by title, but in reality title is containing a text node in which the text is there. So the element node title in the example above does not contain text. It is not containing text. It contains a text node with the value DOM tutorial. So it is containing a text node with the value DOM tutorial. So we read that everything is a node. So this text over here is also a text. It is a text node. So like it contains a text node, not a, like it does not contain text. It is containing text node, a text node whose value is DOM tutorial. The value of the text node can be accessed by the node's inner HTML property. So to access the value of the text node, you access the title element, and then you use the inner HTML property to bring in the value. Like we are saving this value in my title, and this value is document.getElement by ID demo. So it is bringing the demo element and its inner HTML. Its inner HTML is DOM tutorial. So the text nodes in HTML is DOM tutorial. So DOM tutorial is being saved in my title. Accessing the inner HTML property is the same as accessing the node value of the first child. So you could have done the same thing using the first child dot node value. What is first child? First child of title is the text node because there is only one child and it is the first and the last child. So like the first child of title is the text node. In the text node we have the text. So if I did if we did we have a variable my title, in that we have saving document.getElement by ID demo. So we are bringing the demo. Its first child, that is the text node dot node value. So using node value, the value of the text node is coming, the value that is in the text node. Okay, accessing the first child can also be done like this. So it can also be done like this using the child nodes property that we saw over here. We saw first child also and child nodes both over here. Okay, so using the child node 0, like there is only one node, so it the 0th element is only the text node, and then if we try to access its node value, the value that is in the text node will come. So it is the same as these three examples are bringing the same output. Okay, but I think that the most suggest like the best way to access value is the inner HTML property. Okay, because it is very simple. All the three following example retrieves the text of an H1 element and copies it into a P element. So here we have a H1 element. Its text is it has a text node. Its text is my first page. We have a P element. It does not have any children or child. Okay, then we are accessing the P element and we are setting its inner HTML to the H1's inner HTML. Okay, so using the inner HTML we are doing this. So like here we have accessed the P element using this document.getElementById id02. We are setting its inner HTML to document.getElementById id01. So we are accessing the h1 and its inner HTML. So we are copying the text node of h1 to h p tag. Oh, and if we wanted to do this with like the first child thing, then how to do this? So we have to do this like this. Like we have to give first child dot node value. So we can't give first child dot node value over here because this p tag does not have a child. It does not have a child. Okay, so if I run this, it's the same thing. Okay, but if I'll just show you practically. If I do first child dot node value over here also, then it is giving us an error because there is no child of p tag. Okay, so we are just accessing an empty child. But for example, I gave a space over here. For instance, I gave a space over here. So in this, it is creating a text node. So a space is also a character. So it is taking as text. So it is creating a text node inside id02, and uh, the text node contains the text a space. So now if we try to do this, it will work because there is a like text node of id02. So if we try to access the first child, its node value, so we setting the space to this. Okay, so I hope you understood. And if we wanted to do the it with the child, what we say, this property, yeah, child nodes. So if we wanted to do the same thing with child nodes, so we could have given child nodes 0. Okay, and over here also, oh, not first child, come on, said over here child nodes 0, and same over here child nodes 0. And if I run this, it is the same thing. But if I remove this space, then it would give us an error because it has no child nodes and its 0th element is nothing. So over here we have to give inner HTML if there is no text over here. So I'm using inner HTML, and now this is solved. Okay, so it is showing the examples that I showed you. It is doing the same thing with first child dot node value that I did, and then it is doing it with child node 0. Okay, dot node value. Okay, So it is the same thing. I showed you everything. So we don't need to like open try it editors again and again and again and again. I just directly showed you everything, and we don't need to open them again and again. So let's see basically what is inner HTML. In this tutorial, we use inner HTML property to retrieve the content of an HTML element. So we use the inner HTML property to retrieve the content of an HTML element and to change it also. Okay. However, learning the other methods above is useful for understanding the tree structure and the navigation of the DOM. Learning the upper methods are useful for understanding the tree structure and the navigation of the DOM. Okay. Now we are on the DOM root nodes. There are two special properties that allow you to access the full document. There are two special properties that allow you to access the full document. One is document.body, the body of the document. So using document.body, the body of the document will come, and document.document element, through this the full document would come. Okay. So I wanted to show you some secret. Let's see that. So in this example, we are using the document.body. So in the script, we are allotting document.body.inHTML. So we are accessing the body using document.body, and we are allotting its inner HTML. So in it, we have a p tag hello world. Like over here, we have a p tag hello world. Then it is showing us a div. So like here, we have a div. P, the DOM is very useful, and then p close, same thing. Then p, this example demonstrates the bold document.body bold close property dot p, same thing over here. Okay. And then closing div. So like the script part is also and part of the body. So this is the script part is also the part of the body. So that's why it is showing this also. So it is showing a script tag opening. It is showing us the allot statement in it, and then it is showing us the script tag closing, and then we are closing the body to, so like it does not show that. Okay, this is quite cool. But if I give document element, then see. So like in this, you see over here, we have not made a head. We didn't make a head tag. Okay, we didn't make a head tag. Still, if like what HTML DOM does, if you don't give a head tag, it makes a head tag itself. So it makes a head tag itself and a closing head tag. Okay, then it is showing us the body, the whole body, and then it is showing us the closing body. And as the HTML was a root element, it is not showing us that. Okay. And now I showed you how to do it with document element, but let's try it. Okay, like yeah, so I'll just show you. So like it is showing us an empty head, then it is showing us the whole body, then it is showing us the script, and then it is showing us a closing tag of body. Okay, now we are on the node name property. The node name property specifies the name of a node. So the node name property specifies the name of a node. Node name is read only. So the node name property is read only. Node name of an element node is the same as the tag name. So if you try to access the node name, the tag name would come. Okay, but in uppercase. So a node name of an element node. So of an element node is the same as a tag name, but it would come in uppercase. Okay. Name of an attribute node is always attribute name. We cannot test this because like attributes nodes are deprecated. Node name of a text node is always hashtag text. So a node name of a text node is hashtag text, and node name of document node is always hashtag document. Okay, so I will just show you the document node name. So like if I did document.node_name. So it would show us the node name of the whole document. So yeah, it is showing us hashtag document. You see, it is showing us hashtag document. Quite cool, right? And if we wanted to do this with the text, so like I'm just doing command Z. So I suppose we could have like in our HTML, no, not in HTML, to access it. Oh, we could have done this with first child, using first child. Hashtag text is coming because the child is a text node, and if its node name is hashtag text, you see. And we can't test for attribute names because like they're deprecated. I don't know why they deprecated it, but for some reason they must have deprecated it, so I don't know. Node name always contains the uppercase tag name of an HTML element. So like over here we try to access the node name of the h1 thingy, so it's h1. Okay, so the tag name is in uppercase. Now let's see the node value property. So over here we have used node name, and more like above over here we have used node value. Okay, or everywhere we use node value. But let's see the proper definition of node value. So the node value property specifies the value of a node. Node value for element nodes is null. So if you access node value on element nodes, it would be null. Node value for text nodes is the text itself. So the node value for text nodes is the text itself. And node value for attribute nodes is the attribute value. We can't test this, but I will show you these text node and element nodes thing. So like if I try to do the node value, so I try to print the node value of like the element, then it would be null. So yeah, it is not printing it. Has an error come? I don't know. So it is null. It is not showing us anything. That means it is null, right? And for text, so if I give first child, it is a text node, and if I try to check its node value, my first page would come because it's ID 01's first child is like what we say. First child is like the text node, and its text is my first page, so we are accessing its text using node value property, and it is printing it in ID 02. Now finally the node type property, and it is over. So the node type property is read only. It is read only. It returns the type of a node. So it returns a type, the type of a node. So it returns the node type. So like the elements node type is 1. So let's see the whole list of node types. The most important node types properties are the element node. So element node's type is 1. Okay, like example h1 blah blah blah. Attribute node, this is deprecated, but when it was not deprecated, its type was 2. Okay. Text nodes is 3. So the text nodes node type is 3. Comment nodes node type is 8. Document node type is 9. And document type node type is 10. So let's try we have tried the element node. Let's try it on text node. So if I give like first child is the text node, right? So if I give first child dot node type, it would give us 3 because it is a text node, and text node's type is 3. Now for a comment node, so to do that I will add a comment. I hope it's correct. Yeah, it is. Blah. Okay, so I've just given blah 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 in a comment. and I can access this comment using the sibling property. So id01's next sibling, this is the next sibling, so I'm using the next sibling property dot node type. What happened? Oh, it's next. Why is it showing 3? It is a comment node, right? Like it is next sibling only, right? Next sibling, next sibling, next sibling. Or I could have done like id02's previous sibling. Let's try that. Previous sibling. What odd? Previous sibling. Oh, I have an idea. If I do document dot body dot child node, it is a 1 dot node type. Then 2 quite odd. It is kinda confusing me. Like, idea. I should add a comment. I will add a comment. Let's undo everything. Okay. Now I will add a comment over here. So if I give a comment over here, so like blah gibberish. Okay, so this is a comment, and then I do HTML's previous sibling. So document dot document element dot previous sibling 8. Yeah, finally it has come. So like I have accessed the HTML, and its previous sibling is this comment. So, and if I check the comments node type, it is 8, because a comment node's node type is 8. Yes! Now let's check the document node type. So if I give like document like this, so no, this will not work. I knew it would not. This. So document.node type. It is showing us 9 because I know it, because like document is HTML and its node type is 9, because the document node's node type is 9. And then the document type node. The document type node is doc type HTML, this thing. So if I remove this and I do document element dot previous sibling dot node type. So it is showing us 10 because this is doc type HTML and the document type node's node type is 10. Okay, so I have showed you all the node types. I can't show attribute node because it is deprecated and we cannot access it. So type 2 is deprecated in HTML DOM but works. It is not deprecated in XML DOM. But right now we are using HTML DOM and it is deprecated in HTML DOM, so we can't use it. Sadly. We are on the next chapter now, and let's have a 15-second short break. I love breaks. I love to code. I love breaks. I love to code. I'm really loving it. Next chapter is the JavaScript DOM nodes. This would be quite cool. This would be a cool chapter, I'm telling you guys. Very interesting. Very cool. So I think we have had enough of break. So I'm feeling quite dizzy. Let's continue. Dab. My signature sign. Not really. Empty. And no bullets. I have my bullets somewhere else. So yeah. JavaScript HTML DOM elements. Nodes. So adding and removing HTML elements or nodes. So adding or removing nodes or HTML elements. So creating new HTML elements or nodes. So how to create new HTML elements using JavaScript, or how to create new nodes using JavaScript. Sorry, I just burped a little. Sorry about that. To add a new element to the HTML DOM. So to add a new element to the HTML DOM using JavaScript, you must create the element node first and then append it to an existing element, or like not to an existing element, like to any like to the body also directly. So like here I've created div, its id is div1. In that we have two paragraph tags, p1 p2. P1 has the text, this is a paragraph. P2 has a text, this is another paragraph. We are making a variable para, and we are doing document.create element p, so it is creating a new p element. Then we are creating a variable node, and we are creating text node. So we are creating a text node, and this is new, so a text node is created in this node variable. And then we are doing a para.append child node. So the p, we are appending the text node to the p element. So the text, this is new, this text node will go in the p element. Okay, then we are creating a variable element, and we are accessing the div, and we are appending this para. So we are now appending the whole p tag with its text. So when this is new will also come in the end. This is new is coming because we are appending it to div1. Okay, so the example explained. This code creates a new p element. So this code creates a new p element. To add text to the p element, you must create a text node first. So to add text to a p element, you must create a text node first. This code creates a text node. So this code is creating a text node using the create text node method. Then you must append the text node to the p element. So then you have to append the text node to the p element. So you use the append child method. Okay, like this you have to use it. And then finally you must append the new element to an existing element. This code finds an existing element. So this code is finding the div1, that is an existing element, and this code appends the new element to the existing element. So this code. Okay, quite cool. Now we are on creating new HTML elements insert before. Here we added the element using append child, but we are now going to learn a new method, insert before. The append child method in the previous example appended the new element as the last child of the parent. So it appended the new element as the last child of the parent. If you don't want that, you can use the insert before method. So like if you want that that new element to be in between the two p tags or to be on the top, you have to use the insert before method. So like you give variable para equals to document.create element, so it is creating a new element. This div is all same. Then you are creating a text node, this is new. you're appending the node to the para. You are like creating a variable element and you are accessing the div. You are creating a child element and you are accessing document.get element by id p1. So p1, and then we do element.insert before. So on the element we use the insert before para. So it is inserting para before child. Okay, so child had p1, so para would be on top, so this is new would be on the top. Okay, I hope you understood. So now we are on removing existing HTML elements. To remove an HTML element, use the remove method. There's another method, remove child, that we will see right now later. So like here we are creating a div and we are not giving it any ID. We are making two p tags in it, p1 and p2. Okay, in script.js we are doing variable element. We are creating a new p we are like no, like in this script tag we are accessing the p1 tag and then we are using element.remove to remove this tag. So now if I remove the element, it is being removed. The code is very simple. I know it is, you can understand it. I know that you have understood the code. Now this example is explained. The HTML document contains a div element with two child nodes, two p elements. Okay, so it's this HTML document contains a div document contains a div element with two child nodes that are two p elements. Okay, so here it is. We find the element we want to remove using this document.getElementById method. Then we execute the remove method on that element. So we execute the remove element and like remove method on that element, so it is being removed. The remove method does not work in older browsers. See the example below on how to use remove child instead. So now let's see how to use remove child instead. For browsers that do not support the remove method, you have to find the parent node to remove an element. So like here we have the everything is same. Okay, we create a parent variable, in that we are accessing the parent node, that is div1. Then we are accessing the child and we are accessing the thing that we want to remove, and then we are doing parent.remove child. So we are basically doing like from div1 it would remove child, the child. In child we had the p1, so this p tag would be removed. Okay, this example will also be explained. Now this is another paragraph is already remaining. The example is explained. This HTML document contains a div element with two child nodes, two p elements. Okay, we find the element with id div1, so we find the parent element using the document.getElementById method. Find the p element with the like id equals to p1. So like we using document.getElementById again, we are finding the p element that we want to remove. We are remove the child from the parent. So we are doing parent.remove child. So this is removing the child. Here is a common workaround. Find the child you want to remove and use its parent node property to find the parent. So like here we have the child. So this is a workaround. We find the child and this is a workaround. This is a trick. So like you do child.parent node dot remove child. So we are basically what we are doing, child.parent node. So it is the same as accessing it using document.getElementById, and then we are removing child and we are removing the child using the remove child. We have now seen how to create elements, how to remove them, but we have not seen how to replace them. Let's see how to use the replace child method also. To replace an element to the HTML DOM, use the replace child method. So you have to use the replace child method. Okay, this is not explained, so I will explain it myself. Here we are creating a div, its id is div1. Yeah, in that we are creating two p elements, p1 and p2. In script we are creating a variable para, and we are creating a element, a p element. Okay, we are then we are creating a node variable in which we are creating a text node. This is new, and we are appending that text node to para. Okay, then we are creating over here a variable parent, and we are accessing the div1. Then we are creating a child, and we are accessing the p1, and we are doing parent dot replace child. So in parent it will replace child the para, so it would replace child para with the old child. Okay, so like this is new will come in place of this is a paragraph. Quite cool. And we have completed this chapter also, and we are on collections. So let's take a 2 seconds break. Not 2 seconds, that's quite less. Let's take a 5 minutes is too much. Let's take a 15 seconds break. Oh, woo, quite cool. Set off. I would not need a break after this chapter. These two chapters were too long, the navigation chapter and the notes chapter. But these chapters now are small chapters. But I'm repeating it once again, they are very informative chapters. You're getting to know a lot about everything, about nodes and all and all and all. So like basically you're getting so much of information I can't tell you. So let's continue. Now we are on the HTML DOM collections. So the HTML collection object, the get elements by tag name method returns an HTML collection object. So the get elements by tag name method returns a HTML collection object. It does not return an array. An HTML collection object is an array-like list. So it is array-like list. It is not an array. It is an array-like list, or you can say a collection of HTML elements. The following code selects all p elements in the document. So this is selecting all the p elements in the document. The elements in the collection can be accessed used by an index number. To access the second p element, you can write y equals to x1. So it is accessing the second p element. Okay, so here we have a my collection. We are accessing all the p elements, and then we are doing document get element by id demo.innerhtml. So we are printing the innerhtml of the second paragraph is plus my collection 1. So that is hello Norway, because this is the second p tag dot innerhtml. Okay, so it's innerhtml. We are printing its innerhtml, so it is hello Norway. Hello Norway is being printed. Note the index starts at 0. You all know it now. We have worked with it so much. You all know it. HTML collection length. How to check the length? The length property defines the number of elements in an HTML collection. So it defines the number of elements in an HTML collection. So like here we have a variable my collection. In that we are accessing all the p elements using their tag name. And then we are accessing the demo element, and we are setting its inner HTML to my collection dot length. So like here we have 3 p elements, so it will show 3 paragraphs. Okay, quite easy. So this is how to take out the HTML collection length. So this example is also explained. Create a collection of all p elements, creating a collection of all p elements and displaying the length of the collection. The length property is useful when you want to loop through the elements in a collection. So when you want to loop through the elements on a collection, the length property is very useful. So here we have a collection of p tags. We have a variable I. We are setting for I equals to 0, I less than my collection dot length. So I plus plus my collection I. So it's first element, then the second element, then the third element. Style dot color red. So all the p tags would be red color. So try it. All the p tags are red color. Okay. An HTML collection is not an array. So as I told you on top of this, like in the starting, an HTML collection is not an array. It is an array like list, or you can say it collection. An HTML collection may look like an array, but it is not. So it may look like an array, but it is not. You can loop through the list and refer to the elements with a number, just like an array. So you can do loop through a list and refer to the elements with a number, just exactly like an array. However, you cannot use array methods like value of, pop, push, or join on an HTML collection. Okay, this is the difference between arrays and the HTML collection. And now we are on the final chapter of this video, the JavaScript HTML DOM node lists. Okay, this is also gonna be a quite interesting node list. So the HTML DOM node list object. The node list object is a list, or you can say a collection of nodes extracted from a document. So a node list object is a list or a collection of nodes extracted from a document. And node list object is almost the same as HTML collection object. So it is almost the same as HTML collection object, but there is some differences. There are some differences. Some older browsers return a node list object instead of HTML collection for methods like get elements like class name. So some older browsers return a node list object instead of an HTML collection for methods like get elements by class name. All browsers return a node list object for the property child nodes. So all the browsers return a node list object for the property child nodes. Most browsers return a node list object for the method query selected all. So most browsers, not all, but most browsers return a node list object for the method query selected all. The following code selects all P nodes in a document. So using query selector all, we are selecting all the P nodes in the document in my node list. The element in the node list can be accessed by an index number. To access the second P node, you write my node list 1. So the second P node would come. Hello world, hello Norway, and then we are printing one element, that is, it starts from 0, so it is the second element. Second P element is hello Norway, and its in HTML is hello Norway, so it is printing hello Norway. Okay, you are all quite used to this now. Note the index starts at 0. Okay, this is all basic stuff. HTML DOM node list length. So like if we had collection length, we have node list length also. The length property defines the number of nodes in a node list. Okay, like here we have a node list using we are accessing all the P elements, and we have a node list, and we are accessing a demo element. It's in HTML we are setting to my node list dot length. Okay, so there are 3 paragraphs, 1, 2, 3, so it will show 3. So it is showing 3. Example explained, create a list of all P elements, creating a list of all P elements, displaying the length of the list. The length property is useful when you want to loop through the nodes in a node list. So this is also useful when you want to loop through a list, through the nodes in the node list. So change the color of all P elements in the node. So it is the same thing like collections. Like we are creating a node list, we are accessing all the P elements. Then we are creating a variable I for I equals to 0, I less than my node list dot length, I plus plus my node list I dot style dot color. So we are changing the style dot color of every element in the node list to red. Like there are P elements, so when we try it, all the P elements would be red. So now the main thing of this chapter, what is the difference between an HTML collection and a node list? An HTML collection is a collection of HTML elements. An HTML collection is a collection of HTML elements. But a node list is a collection of document nodes. So we have learned that HTML elements and nodes, document nodes, are the same thing. Okay, so everything is node. Every HTML element is a node. Okay, so like yeah, it is the same thing. Till now we have not got any difference. A node list and an HTML collection is very much the same thing. It is very much the same thing. Both an HTML collection object and a node list object is an array like list of objects. Both have a length property defining the number of items in the list. Okay, both provide an index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah 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 to access each item like an array. Okay, HTML collection items can be accessed by their name, ID, or index number. So the HTML collection items can be accessed by their name, ID, or index number. Node list items can be accessed by their index number. So node list items can only be accessed by their index number. So only the node list object can contain attribute nodes and text nodes. So only the node list object can contain attribute nodes and text nodes. So like the HTML collection can't contain attribute nodes and text nodes, and now as attribute nodes are deprecated, a node list do not, like in HTML DOM, node list do not contain attribute nodes. So a node list is not an array. A node list may look like an array, but it is not. You can loop through the node list and refer to its nodes like an array. However, you cannot use array methods like value of, push, pop, or join on a node list. Okay, so the main difference between HTML collections and node list items, like HTML collections and node list, are that HTML collections can be accessed by their name, ID, or index number. So they can be accessed by their name and ID and index number. But node list items can only be accessed by their index number. Okay, and the chapter is finished. So thank you guys. If you like the video, don't forget to smash the like button and share this video with as many people as you can. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do it and press the notification bell too, so that you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you guys. Bye. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep watching my videos. Dab!